Greetings and welcome back to room 303 in Junior English. We now turn to page 1074, 1075, and the second of the Elizabeth Bishop offerings, filling station. I'm interested in you jotting down in your annotations really quickly what you think filling station even means. For a number of years ago, the thought occurred to me that I had to begin to talk about what this even means. For example, let's say two things about this title. One is, a filling station is a gas station, okay? Now, it's kind of odd because most of you are familiar with filling your vehicle up with gas, but what you're not familiar with is the filling station. I don't know if you're familiar, I'll just jump really quickly to 3A for just a moment because maybe it helps. I don't know if you're familiar with that movie, Back to the Future, where there's this really interesting moment when the character, played by Michael J. Fox, goes from the present to the past. And one of the first things that blows his mind is he sees attendants working at a filling station. Back in the day, you did not pump your own gas. Back in the day, you pulled into the gas station and there you had attendants who took care of it all for you. Now, of course, today it's odd, right? Because we think of gas stations as predominantly more about little convenience stores that, oh yeah, just happen to have these gas pumps there as well, right? In the day, there was more. It was more of an establishment specifically for gas, and of course to have possibly your vehicle worked on. The other thing I want to point out about this text before we jump, we listen to it, is at 2b to ask about who is the speaker of the poem. Notice, for example, right away it starts out, "Oh, but it is dirty, dash, this little filling station, oil-soaked, oil-permeated, to a disturbing overall black transparency. Be careful with that match." Now again, we'll point out at 2b, this is that kind of conversational tone of Elizabeth Bishop. She pulls it off brilliantly. All right, let's just listen now to a professional reading of Filling Station. And at the end of it, we'll simply ask, what are your most powerful images as she describes this little filling station? Here we go.
Filling Station by Elizabeth Bishop. Oh, but it is dirty, this little filling station, oil-soaked, oil-permeated, to a disturbing, overall black translucency. Be careful with that match. Father wears a dirty, oil-soaked monkey suit that cuts him under the arms, and several quick and saucy and greasy sons assist him. It's a family filling station, all quite thoroughly dirty. Do they live in the station? It has a cement porch behind the pumps, and on it a set of crushed and grease-impregnated wicker work. On the wicker sofa, a dirty dog, quite comfy. Some comic books provide the only note of color, of certain color. They lie upon a big, dim doily draping a tabouret, part of the set, beside a big hirsute begonia. Why the extraneous plant? Why the tabouret? Why, oh why the doily? Embroidered in daisy stitch with marguerites, I think, and heavy with gray crochet. Somebody embroidered the doily. Somebody waters the plant, or oils it, maybe. Somebody arranges the rows of cans so that they softly say "eso, so, so, so" to high-strung automobiles. Somebody loves us all.
This is an interesting little poem. Let's go ahead and work through at level 1. Of course, we have a speaker who is describing what it is that he or she sees. You can assume a few things from the speaker by the fact that the speaker keeps pointing out how dirty everything is. What's significantly important? Do you want to jot down at level 1 for you? What's significantly important about that? Keeps talking about how dirty it is. We're told, of course, that the filling station is a family-owned operation. You've got the traditionally, almost cliche-like father covered in grease in his suit. He's kind of overgrown a bit, so it doesn't fit. His suit doesn't fit him very well. And then notice we go from the pumps to starting to take in other things. And then there's this whole thing about this strange plant there. And then there's like this, like we would call it today, almost like a blanket or something, covering an old beat up couch. Which begs the question, what's up with trying to decorate with a plant, with a little bit of crochet work? What's trying to decorate this really ugly filling station, this dirty, yucky filling station? Finally, the last line. Somebody loves us all. Which is a very strange line. And it, of course, is typical Elizabeth Bishop because it moves the reader to have to ask, is there something else being said here other than simply a description of a filling station? And of course the answer is always going to be with Elizabeth Bishop, you bet. Now let's point out something very quickly. Bishop, like great poets, loves to move from the simple to the complex. What is simple about this poem? A description of a filling station. And of course, the attempt to try to somehow make more beautiful a disgusting, dirty filling station. Right? With the plant, with the crochet. Of course, there's another realization here. And let's jump to 2a really quickly with messages, themes. One major message of this poem has often been said is this. Even in the ugliest, you can see the beauty. Another major message or theme. It is always the attempt to try to find art where there's just simple life happening. And life is art, and life is beautiful. Of course, the final theme is right there in that final line. Somebody loves us all. Playing off of the word, off of the E, the S-O, so, the cans of oil, right? Somebody loves us all. There's always somebody to try to make the disgusting, the ugly, more beautiful. It's significant, it's important in our lives that we have people who take care of us. We have people who, for lack of a better phrase, decorate our life. All right, let's jump to 2b really quickly. Notice again how this poem invites you, the reader. It's almost as if the speaker of the poem is saying, hey, let's just comment on this for a second. Oh, but it is dirty, isn't it? Why disturbing, by the way, in the first stanza? Oil-soaked, disturbing. Maybe because there's a chance, right? Be careful with that match. There's a chance you might catch it. Why would she say be careful with that match? Right? You got the sense that maybe the person that the speaker is speaking to, he or she, is speaking to somebody who's lighting a cigarette. Major no-no today, right? Do they live in the station? Is a question asked like, they're here so much, they must consider this home. Is that what's going on with decorating it all up? A really fun bit of language use as well at the very end with the S-O, so, to high-strung automobiles. Somebody loves us all. Beautiful sounds. Let's jump to 3a really quickly. This is just a description, isn't it? It's a beautiful description. What is for you your favorite descriptive kind of writing? Do you have some writing that for you is really just beautifully descriptive and it tells you things? Of course, that final line makes us think about celebrating the people who bring the beauty of art into the simple things in life. The celebration of those who decorate our life. What is for you a classic text that talks about the power of the celebration of the simple? The most beautiful things are sometimes the most provocative, the most artistic things. Do you have a text in mind that kind of shares that? Do you have a song in mind that, for example, in your playlist basically says that it's the simple things in life that are the most beautiful, that are the most artistic? Of course, finally, we can ask this question at 3b, and you can predict that this one was coming, right? Who are the people in your life who decorate your life? The people in your life who work to somehow try and give your life, especially in the ugly moments, a bit of color, a bit of joy. Is it the case that somebody loves us all? Is that true? And who are those somebodies in your life? And when was the last time that you said to them, thank you for decorating my life. Thank you for making my life more beautiful. Well, there you go. An introduction to Elizabeth Bishop. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you.